Well, here we go with what looks likely to be the pivotal game in Pool C. The winners will be overwhelming favourites to accompany the All Blacks into the quarter-finals if all plays out as New Zealand expect it to. Well, 6 days ago, Georgia enjoyed their best World Cup win, beating Tonga in the tournament's first surprise. But for Japan's extraordinary heroics a few hours later, the Georgians would have been the team in the spotlight for most of the week. Instead, they've retreated to the Gloucestershire countryside, enjoyed a couple of days off, and are now suited and booted for a right old crack at Argentina. Kingsholm, which has embraced this competition in a life-affirming way, more than ready to welcome these teams. And we have two local ensembles in unison for the anthems, the Guildhall and the Dawn to Dusk community choirs. And they will start with the Hymno Nacional, the national anthem of the team in powder blue and white, the Pumas of Argentina. Inside Kingsholm with Georgia on their minds, and kick-off is next. Gentle late afternoon sunshine at Kingsholm at the end of a benign September day. There won't be too much benign about matters from here on in. Argentina and Georgia locking horns for the third World Cup in a row under the control of J.P. Doyle.
Nearly there.
Third Kingsholm sellout in a row. Around about 15,000 packed in. And the masterful Juan Martin Hernandez with the kickoff. Taken in by Kolelishvili. Plenty of speculation as to what this game might produce. Jordan Murphy of Leicester and Ireland alongside me. Is this for you, Jordan, a battle of the brutes, or will the backs get a look in too?
I think physicality is the key word today. I think both packs will go toe-to-toe. Argentina behind those packs have got more X-factor in the back line, but I think it's about getting them that ball and that quality ball. We know the Georgians will tackle, and I'm sure today will be no different.
Well, the Gumitman got a hand to it. And eventually it ended up in the grateful arms of Sanchez. The ball was at one stage knocked forward. Agustin Krivi, the skipper of Argentina, who do seem to have a surprising amount, a majority of the support around Kingsholm if a colour check is anything to go by. The shed on the far side, a collage today of Georgian red and the powder blue of Argentina, interspersed with some of the regulars cherry and white. Thomas Kubeli with the put-in. Trademark socks around his ankles.
Up first before a round. Up first and then around. Same ball.
We'll go again. Interesting that the referee in his ear has just had the TMO, Ben Skeen, suggesting that he needs to make sure that Georgia are scrummaging straight.
Nine.
It is the referee's view.
It's an important area that JP Doyle needs to get right. Both teams are going to target this area. He wants to get some quality ball out of this.
Penalty goes Georgia's way.
Falling on your face.
The TMO talking there about threes bind. He needs a long bind there, so there is that stability in the scrum. Unfortunately, there he fell over right in front of the referee.
Can we get the technician just to turn me up a bit? I'm not really hearing what's going on.
Good question, Jordan. What on earth would you know about long binds?
Only what I've been told by some passionate scrummagers. I've been very lucky to have quite a few of them at Leicester over the years, so I've listened and tried to learn. I've been more concerned about the quality of the ball coming out of the set piece than the actual scrummaging.
Absolutely. Georgian hooker is Regvadze.
Dummy.
Free kick Argentina. JP Doyle, a Dubliner by birth.
2 pumps.
Refereeing under the banner of the RFU.
The Argentinians execute that skill very well. It's not always about the quality of the kick, but the quality of the kick chase.
Malagaradzi's kick downfield. Good yardage made. Facundo Issa. In for the injured Senatore, and a penalty resulting in favour of Argentina.
Kolialashvili there, getting a little bit over-exuberant. The ruck was formed, he'd gone past it. As the tackler, he reloaded, but the ruck was already there, and they unfortunately gave away the penalty.
Excellent touch round.
Probably a little bit too close for comfort for his liking. He's known as El Mago, which is the magician, and I think he needed every bit of magic there to keep that ball in play.
Time off. Craig, send the guy. I'm getting...
Margot Isman Martin Hernandez, who's been a treat to watch for a decade and more now.
Come on, please. Craig, please. Please, yeah. Where's the comms guy?
Well, JP Doyle has got a problem with his communication system.
I'm getting someone's communication. Maybe Malcolm up the top there.
He's talking to the fourth official, Craig Maxwell-Keys. Maybe he's getting a local taxi firm or something.
If it's us you're hearing, JP, you're doing a great job so far.
Open to me, okay? I can hear what you're saying.
He seems particularly perturbed by it, so maybe it is us he's getting.
Wait till the end of the game and then he'll be perturbed.
Here's a line-out platform for Argentina. Krivi to the front. Argentina
inside 5.
try to rumble towards that Georgian line. They're always going to face fierce physical resistance. Two mighty packs in opposition today. Actually, the ball will come back for Thomas Kubeli. It's Nicolas Sanchez. Well, that is something that we have had to wait until match 13 for in the Rugby World Cup. First drop goal.
We've seen some pretty drop goals over the years in World Cups, and that certainly wasn't pretty. Very ugly, but taking the 3 points. Interestingly enough, JP Doyle was very tolerant there of the Argentinians. He called for them to use the ball. Usually about 5 seconds is awarded, and he gave them a little bit longer to use that.
I was beginning to wonder whether the drop goal had become extinct, Jordan. Now, is that going to go 10? Just. Kelaishvili.
Straight before the tackle was complete.
Argentina showing turnover ball. It's Lavanini, shy into the second row, 20.5 stone he weighs. Kelaishvili dropping off the tackle. And Tukelet, the fullback, coming into the line. Fernandez Lobe to Juan Martin Hernandez, and even the touch of the magician couldn't do very much with that.
Nice break. I think it was Cordero in the midfield spotting some weaker forwards and using his pace, carry them on overs, and this is where the ball was stripped here. Kelaishvili spent a little time with Leicester last year, and certainly we would have hoped to teach him better ball presentation skills than that.
Did you perform your Rigsby role for him as well, in the same manner that you did for Blaine Scully?
Oh, I don't know about that. It was certainly very interesting having Kelaishvili there. He didn't speak a huge amount of English, so having an Irishman who had limited English as well was quite fascinating.
Can we also be particularly honest with the watching public and say that until today you didn't actually know that Kelaishvili was how you said his surname?
No, he was known as Georgie the Georgian when he was with us.
Kubeli. Sanchez. Marcelo Bosch. In behind Kvirikashvili, veteran Georgian fullback.
It's really smart play by Argentina there. Just pushing the ball in behind the Georgians.
He's extending his own international record by winning his 87th cap today. He's also Georgia's record point scorer. Footwear trouble as well as earpiece difficulties for JP Doyle. Line out in front of a very vocal Shed.
Both teams. Mind the gap.
JP Doyle insistent on the metre gap. Previous throw. Argentina making a good positive start here. Sanchez, Bosch. Protected by Leguizamon for Kubeli. And Lavanini. Sanchez. Fernandez Lobe out the side, creating some space. The missed pass. Fakunda Issa. Fernandez Lobe quickly to Marcelo Bosch, wrapped up in a two-man tackle. These are testing moments for the Georgian defence. There is an advantage here for Argentina. Sanchez to Leguizamon. Cordero wants it wide. He won't get it. He doesn't need to. Argentina with the opening try, and it's that giant of a man, Lavanini, all 21 stone of it.
A sense of inevitability about it once the penalty advantage came. Sanchez spotted a huge overlap on the right wing, managed to move the ball and quality execution. But great play by Argentina, playing really direct, solid over the breakdown, sending 2-3 men to secure that ball. They know that's an area where Georgia will target, and they've held on to the ball and played some direct rugby.
Takes a bit of stopping. Thomas Lavanini, 6'7". It's only his second try in international rugby. This horde of players who are going to play for the Argentine Super Rugby franchise from next February. 22 of the World Cup squad have been signed up. Here's a face from the past. Captain in 2007, Augustin Pichot. This is Nicolas Sanchez. Swerved away from the right-hand upright. But 8-0, good start Argentina.
Nicolas Sanchez will be pleased with his vision and his pass there. Not so pleased with his conversion, coming off the inside of his boot, and that's what's known as a shank.
We haven't talked too much about turnaround time. Georgia have had 6 days. Argentina, of course, on a relatively tight turnaround, not as bad as some. They perhaps have a bit more depth of quality to their squad. Facundo Issa.
Good contest, good contest. Net ball, net ball.
That's going to be a turnover. You're not getting that ball out of Gorgodze's hands.
Once.
It will be a scrum with a Georgian put in.
We talked about it in the first few minutes. Argentina, particularly in the Georgian territory, have really sourced that breakdown well, with 2-3 men going and securing quick ball. They're forgetting to do the rolls, and someone like Gorgodze gets on that ball and gets his hands on it. It's going to be very difficult to take it back from him.
Does the fact that Tonga put in such a physical effort, that Georgia put in such a physical effort against Tonga, 201 tackles, they only had the ball for 9 minutes, does that have any effect on their potential physicality today?
Yeah, you'd expect it to take a little bit of a gloss off their physicality. 201 tackles in a game is a huge amount. 6 days should be enough to turn it around, but the psychological effect is huge as well. You know, there was such a big up last weekend. It's very difficult to get to that high again.
It's all up and around. It's up and around. It hasn't turned naturally. You're up. You're out of the scrum. No, no. You're standing up out of the scrum before it goes to the 90.
Reset.
The scrum is broken up.
Still the Georgian put in. Lobsanita, the number 9 for Georgia, who set a record as the youngest ever Rugby World Cup player against Tonga here last Saturday.
He didn't play like an 18-year-old last Saturday, and hopefully he won't today.
Crouch! 5! 6! One on the outside.
Penalty for Georgia.
One clearly on the outside. You're driving across. Go first. Go forward first. Okay? You're in here. Okay?
JP Doyle pinging.
Shoulders.
Ejerza, he's saying he has to stay square there. The scrum is designed to be a pushing contest, and if Marcos's hips come out, he's deemed to be pushing across the scrum, and a clear penalty again in front of the referee.
Second scrum penalty conceded by Argentina. Kurikashvili.
Okay, but I need to see you being legal first. Be legal first. Okay.
Now Georgia, for the first time in the match, have a promising position of their own.
Again, I think the Georgians will probably play route 1 here. I expect to see a drive with some breakouts and some potentially play down the short side. In the warm-up, they look to have a couple of hit-ups to the near post and then look to come back down on narrow sides, trying to create overlaps.
The line-out going awry. The platform is quickly dismantled.
Side entry.
Now an Argentina penalty.
Entry, kicking it out of the scrum half's hands. Number 4.
I think the Georgians, if they're going to be successful today, they really need to execute on opportunities like that. They can't afford to get into good territory and turn the ball over. I thought if they held onto the ball there, they could have maybe created a little bit of pressure is what they needed. Unfortunately, they've not seen a huge amount of ball again today.
It's Juan Martin Hernandez casually off the outside of his boot.
Very nice kick there, using the banana kick from tight to the touchline, and really good territory gain.
Well, Argentina stayed with New Zealand for an hour, helped by winning 10 of their 11 lineouts. Cubelli, Sanchez, goes through the hands of Hernandez to Cordero. Argentina eager to keep the ball alive, but Kolelishvili had other ideas. Crunching tackle. Sanchez.
Wait.
Kvirikashvili. Kvirikashvili ran into Sanchez. Referee not taking any interest in that. It's now Ajetsa. And Hernandez with the chip kick. Pursuing it is Leguizamon.
Okay.
Back goes Kvirikashvili.
Same outside for obstruction.
Now JP Doyle is going to want another look.
Here comes your best.
I just missed the start of that. Okay. He looks like he stepped left into him, scrum cap.
That is correct. We're looking at blue 4 stepping across, number 4.
Can you tell me where the ball alighted, please?
It is Matias Alemano. Argentina, second
We've
row.
got your mark, JP.
Please.
Keep walking forward.
It's okay.
There is your mark, JP. Right there.
Obstruction for Argentina.
So, obstruction the offence, and a chance for Georgia to put themselves on the board.
I've seen people get away with that. Alemano there, very tempting, just checking his line, and you could see his body just dipping back and putting the shoulder on Kvirikashvili. He's allowed to hold his footing, he's allowed to hold his line, but he can't change his line and step back into him.
Kvirikashvili involved in the winning of the penalty, which he will now try to turn into 3 points. Georgia up and running. These sides have played 3 times before. Milton Haig there, the New Zealander who's been in charge of Georgia for the last 4 years. Argentina have won all 3 previous meetings, but in the last 2, Georgia have been ahead at half-time. Chedlidze to Kolelishvili. Lobsanidze. Sharakadze. Elusive runner, Merab Sharakadze. Learned some of his rugby just down the road from here at Hartbury College.
Use it!
He did well to offload the ball there. The Georgians playing up through the guts, very tight.
Here's Gorgodzilla, Mamuka Gorgodze.
Advantage, driving at the feet, no grasp. No grasp.
Referee not happy with the tackle.
Leguizamon there needs to use his arm. He wants to make a dominant shot. He's gone low, but he has to have his arms in that tackle. He dips his arm and goes shoulder in. It's just very dangerous. Potential broken legs. So JP Doyle very sharp on that.
Kurikashvili, emboldened by his success a couple of minutes ago, is going to have another shot at goal.
5 mètres là-bas, 5 mètres là-bas. Ouais, ça.
Jordan, I wonder what you would do if Mamuka Gorgodze was running right at you.
Well, I was impressed with Cordero's bravery there, the young 21-year-old, diminutive in comparison to Godzilla, absolute beast of a man. Probably did just enough to slow him down, but taking 4 Argentinian defenders to tackle him, he's certainly a fearsome runner.
He's a man who leads by example. We have seen some inspirational captains at this Rugby World Cup so far, which he is certainly one.
Oh, his demeanour at half-time last week was unbelievable, pulling his players off the field, kissing them, hugging them, cajoling them into a huge second-half performance.
So they're just about at the limit of Kurikashvili's range. He's got the distance, though, and the direction.
Georgia will be over the moon with that. They haven't had a huge amount of territory or possession, but they have some points on the board, and they're a couple of points down. It's good.
Kurikashvili's place kicking was far from perfect against Tonga, but he's been very much on the mark twice today. Sanchez.
High tackle, 6.
He spotted a high tackle.
Black and 6. Here.
Huge hanging kickoff from Hernandez, really allowing the winger to get underneath that ball and regain it. Got it back after that. The Georgians a little bit in disarray, and Kurikashvili sliding up on the tackle. Easy free for Argentina. It's quite a harsh tackle, really, against a smaller man, the number 9. His target needs to be down on his hips. Unfortunately, that sidestep dragged him up, put him off balance, and he ended up tackling by his head.
Need to have a word with Georgie, the Georgian.
I will. I don't think he understands me very well.
Pardon?
Exactly.
Sanchez with the kick. 11-6. Sides trading penalties at the minute, but it's Lavanini's try that's made the real difference. Daniel Okada coming to the end of a 2-year contract in charge of this Argentine team. He's guided Argentina to historic wins over Australia and just 7 weeks ago over South Africa in Durban.
Once backwards. Wait two.
Wait to Hernandez boot. Forward by Merab Kurikashvili.
Le 10 mètres, 12.
Well taken by Tukelet, but he couldn't hang on to the ball. Atsiarik.
Yes, advantage.
He did the hard part well. Unfortunately, when he landed, he didn't secure the ball.
Advantage over.
Chalitza. Lobzanitsa. It's Greg Vadze, the hooker. Mikotadze to David Kaczarava. Sharikadze. Nariashvili.
Tackle's made, no obstruction there.
Kolilishvili.
Ball's on the ground, play on.
Argentina have it. Atsiari. Kurikashvili. And Chedlitsa. And Marcelo Bosch has snaffled that ball back for Argentina. Fernandez Lobbe. Sanchez.
Based on the width, there's some props out there.
Here's one of them. Teta Chaparro. Fernandez Lobbe. Marcelo Bosch, Saracens man. And Imhoff seeking some action. Leguizamon. Ajetsa. Teta Chaparro. Bosch. The ball spills loose.
Some solid defence by the Georgians there. I thought when that ball was quick, that they were under pressure.
As a contest, is it panning out in roughly the shape that you expected, Jordan?
Yeah, I think so. I think Argentina showed that they've got that little bit of X factor behind the scrum. And certainly when they've had the ball in Georgian territory, they've looked threatening. They need to really secure this breakdown because the Georgians are coming hard after that, trying to steal the ball there. So they need to continually send 2 or 3 defenders in order to get that quick ball. And the Georgians, on the other hand, they've looked good. When they've had the ball, they need to hold on to it a little bit more.
Well, 3 live matches to enjoy from the Rugby World Cup tomorrow here on ITV. First up, Italy-Canada. Coverage starts at 2. Then it's off to Villa Park to see how South Africa respond to their humbling by Japan. Samoa next up for the Springboks. And that should build nicely towards the evening game. England against Wales from Twickenham. Something has to give in Pool A. We start at 7:15, the game itself at 8 o'clock.
Stay square in him.
Gentle evening sunshine at this archetypal rugby venue.
Great battle right in front of JP Doyle. Zerashvili versus Marcos Iertza. 2 very competitive guys.
Short line there.
Third penalty at the scrum, conceded by Argentina.
Feedback line there with a short line.
The assistant referee coming in there. The Argentinian 3 getting penalised again for a short bind and his feet too far back.
I'll go on. Okay, anyway.
Georgian supporters beginning to make themselves heard, and there are plenty of them, including a couple of members of the Christian Orthodox Georgian clergy, dressed from head to foot in black robes, who made themselves known at the game against Tonga. Actually made themselves known by the volume of their shouting in the latter stages. They're here again today. Golgodze gathering in. Through the hands of Malagaradze to Sharakadze, the inside centre. Lopsanidze, spilt by Mikartadze.
And this is where Georgia could be vulnerable. Turnover ball. We've talked about that X factor in the backs.
Fernandez Lobbe. Driven forward by the only man to score a try so far, Lavanini. Georgia earned the right to have a go. A scrappy period of play. Aptsiari. Mikartadze. Malagaradze.
Wait!
Tukulet. To his opposite number. Who calls for the mark, Vilikashvili.
The Argentinians look threatening when they get that turnover ball, move the ball to the width. They were faced with a full Georgian pack in the midfield and some very speedy backs to expose those slower guys. Unfortunate.
Attention for Marcelo Bosch.
Over there.
He put in a big shot in the midfield on Mikartadze.
Played on I think 7 occasions against Argentina, Jordan, but how long was your international career against Georgia?
My international career against Georgia lasted about 30 seconds. World Cup 2007, I came off the bench with, I think, 79 minutes on the clock. Didn't touch the ball. But as I stood on the sideline, the Georgians were bringing on a replacement as well. I presume he was a front rower, but panned out he was my opposite number.
Yikes.
That's what I said.
Night of grinding intensity in Bordeaux. Remember it well. 14-10 to Ireland in the end. It's a sign of the growing force Georgian rugby has become.
Oh, they're a very proud nation. Physicality is something that will be ingrained when you think of Georgia after this World Cup, but it was certainly ingrained in me after that World Cup. We see here Lavanini, once that ball's taken, he can't play that man in the air. He's tried to slap at the ball, but he ended up making contact with the arm. That's a clear penalty.
Kashvili finds touch adjacent to the 22.
If you win it inside, if you win it.
Gorgodze to Lobzanidze. It's immediately met by Fernandez Loba.
Use it!
When I say met, that's a euphemism for crunched. Kashvili taking it on. Malagoradzza, Apziari, Kacharaba.
Use it!
Just in line, prop forward, Naliashvili. Miss out Mikotadze, Malagoradzza. Here's Kilaishvili, and now Kolelishvili. And they managed to keep it alive with Lobzanidze. Georgian flags begin to wave in the stands around us.
Some really unselfish play by the Georgians, passing the ball at the right time, playing for each other.
And a penalty results. Failing to roll away. Georgia is a country of 4 million people or so. For years they played what they call lelo ball, which is a full contact sport, not dissimilar to rugby. That is where the tradition for the game comes from.
Craig, any chance of running this up?
Lelo ball sounds like a game I wouldn't want to play. Wrestling's also one of their big pastimes.
I gather that lelo ball has aspects of wrestling, aspects of a few other things as well. Haig, who has really embraced the Georgian lifestyle. He's the first foreign coach to go all in, to take his family over to live in Tbilisi. One of 7 New Zealanders coaching at this Rugby World Cup. Kashvili brings the deficit back to just 2.
He really is a metronome, striking the ball very, very well.
Hernandez with the restart, again high and long and hanging. Handed in by Mikotadze.
That is a great kickoff. It's hanging for so long, it's enabling the...
Lobzanides attempted clearance charge down, but the referee has pinned Argentina.
Offside, kept up
offside.
Back and forward, offside.
Well, again, getting it a little bit over-exuberant there on the back of a fantastic kickoff. They thought they were going to put some pressure on the Georgians, unfortunately. Offside.
Penalties for Georgia from the boot of Kvirikashvili. Try by Lavanini. Drop goal and a penalty from Nicolas Sanchez for Argentina. That's it. Former Toulouse hooker. Goes to Nemsadze. Lobzanides, more time on this occasion.
Use it!
Directed for Argentina by Imhoff.
Cordoiro did well there, right in front of the shed. I've been in that situation quite a few times, with the shed neighing and braying.
What, making donkey noises by any chance?
Only when you drop the ball.
So that's a yes. Now the break. Argentina up towards the 22 through Sanchez. Support from Tetas Chaparro.
Sanchez did fantastically well there, recognising he'd run away from his support.
Bosch through the hands of Agustin Creevy, the captain. Bosch to Cordero, in off his wing.
Yeah, I got a high tackle here as well, Stu, after that.
Another test of Georgian resolve. Fernandez Lobber. Well, the ball went forward. And we've seen this a number of times. Promising positions, not just for Argentina, it's handed to Georgia a couple of times. Frittered away.
On a eu un plaquage chasse le ballon là-bas, et après un plaquage haut ici. Trop beaucoup à la full play, okay?
On this occasion, it's not going to be as costly, as the referee will come back for the earlier offence.
Yeah, I think the Argentinians seeing penalty advantage there and really chancing their arms, throwing the ball to the width, trying to take Georgia on in those wide channels. When the penalty advantages aren't coming, they're keeping it a little bit tighter.
Yeah, I was playing advantage for a tackle off the ball as Argentina 10 was trying to unload. We then had a subsequent high tackle just on the 5-metre line, and they're on a warning now for too many foul plays.
So as a result of all of that, a chance for 3 more Argentine points. Accepted by Nicolas Sanchez.
I think we've got Imhoff on the ground in the far corner. Came in for some very heavy attention there as he didn't see the Georgian defender coming from his blind side.
Took it out.
Use it.
It's Lavanini.
Outside.
The boot of Hernandez. Kvirikashvili. Back whence it came. Juan Martin Hernandez. Again, that technique off the outside of the boot.
Mark, please. Mark.
Not this time.
It was almost a case of anything you can do, I can do better.
It's a dangerous game to get into with Hernandez. Change being made by Argentina.
Stay on each other's shoulders.
On comes Geronimo de la Fuente, and he takes the place of Hernandez. Why?
I have no idea. That's very surprising. I'm not sure if that's a HIA or just a replacement.
There was no suggestion from the officials of a head injury assessment. And there was no medical accompaniment for Hernandez in the field of play.
Hey. You two.
Geronimo de la Fuente winning his 15th cap.
Get it to a height we can keep. Let's go.
With a name like that, we're expecting big things.
Certainly the Georgian midfield is going to carry north-south, very hard direct lines. Perhaps it's an effort to save the magician himself and saving for later on in the tournament.
Well, maybe there's a clue.
We can see him icing his groins there. Been doing a little bit of kicking in this game, potentially save him.
Height. Crouch. Bind. Sit.
Feed by Lobsanita. 18-year-old
Who's
scrum
going
half.
90?
Gorgodze picks it up. Tadza driven back by a mighty tackle. It's Malagaradze with the drop goal from distance. Pulled it.
3 really big tackles in a row from Chaparro there.
Suddenly drop goals and drop goal attempts here at least are back in vogue. Strange restart. It's put Argentina into difficulty. Miko Tadza.
Leave it. Leave. Pause it.
Nariashvili. They go to Kolelishvili. Clermont. Malagaradze to Kvidikashvili. Ball stripped away, but into the hands of Aptiari. Georgia retaining it. Kvidikashvili. Hit by Lavanini. That's Gorgodze. Advantage here for Georgia.
Use it.
Kvidikashvili requiring attention.
It's a huge shot by Lavanini there. Borderline late, just as he got rid of the ball.
Sharakadze. Kacharava. Lobsanidze. Effectively, Georgia a man down. Kvidikashvili still receiving attention. This is Chidlidze.
Leave it. Use it.
Fly hard, Malagaradze. Kolelishvili. Ball comes loose. Kacharava picks it up. Argentina seem to be expecting a whistle. It didn't come. Kvidikashvili has recovered. I think his head may still be spinning. Gorgodze. Bregvadze. Some of these are brutal exchanges. Kvidikashvili. Zurakashvili. The neutrals in the crowd getting behind Georgia now. Malagaradze. Kvidikashvili, Sharakadze, Kolelishvili, but that's a forward pass. And that will take us through to half-time. An opportunity spurned by Georgia.
Yeah, all started by Nicolas Sanchez trying to take a quick restart. I'm not really too sure what he was doing. 2 points up with a minute to go in the game. You want to just secure that ball, play it safe, and take the lead into half-time. They'll be thankful that they have done.
Well, it's been an arm wrestle of a first half. Georgia staying out there on the pitch for a few words. 3 penalties for Georgia from Kvidikashvili. A try from Lavanini, 9 points from the boot of Nicolas Sanchez. We'll get the views of Gareth Thomas, Maggie Alfonsi and Michael Liner in just a moment or two. But half-time at Kingsholm, it's Argentina 14, Georgia 9. Well, I suppose Georgia are now where Argentina were 10 years ago, knocking on the door of the established major nations of world rugby and asking to be let in. Milton Haig, their coach, says it's all about leaving a legacy. And if that legacy involved 3 wins here and therefore a place in the quarter-finals, that would be quite a mark. The aim for the Georgians is to make the 6 nations into 7, or at least to get promotion and relegation from the European Nations Cup, which they've won the last 5 years, the second division of the 6 nations, if you like. Tukalets. High tackle. Identified by referee J.P. Doyle. Playing advantage. Chaparro. Back we go now, and there'll be a lecture as well.
Too many high tackles. Next player's in the bin.
Here's the message then. Next high tackle is yellow.
It always looks bad when you tackle someone around the neck. Interestingly enough, I thought the Argentinians would play a little bit more territory in the second half. Territory and discipline are two of the things for me. And playing a little bit too much ball in their own half. They're trying to hold on and create fatigue in the Georgians. However, the Georgians seem quite comfortable just tackling, so I think they need to play some more territory, get down there, hold on to the ball and play direct and when they get into these areas.
And do you think that Georgia have any sort of plan B?
I don't think so. I think it's been working for them so far. I think they need to hold on to the ball when they have it and basically try and put as much pressure on as possible, but it's going to be a physical battle for them.
Sanchez to Tukalet. Cordero burrowing his way forward, but forced into touch. Moving the ball through the hands with conviction, but running out of room.
Yeah, he's got to get off his outside foot there. He can't afford to be pushed into touch. Did the first part well.
Inside 5, line it over.
And Sadze rising.
1, scrum half.
Georgia calling for reinforcements as it's hoisted by Lobzanidze.
The Argentinians need to go back to what was successful for them in the first half.
This is De La Fuente, who replaced Hernandez towards the end of the first half. Kubeli, Sanchez. Now it's Creevy, the captain, former Worcester player.
Not sure who he was offloading to there. Creevy started off as a back row player. He was nicknamed Sonny Bill Creevy when he spent time in Montpellier, and there he showed good offloading skills.
I'm sure that Sonny Bill himself will be particularly happy with the comparison. Sanchez. Imhoff. Kingsman driving forward. Kubeli again. Jessa. Chaparro having a bash. Sanchez the focal point, and he spotted a gap. Nicolas Sanchez needs support, has support. Marcelo Bosch scragged and hauled down 3 meters short. Argentina desperate for quick ball. Referee's arm out and up for the penalty.
There's going to be a man in the bin as well here. A fantastic scramble by Argentina. By Georgia even.
J.P. Doyle to his pocket. The yellow card. And this is a big loss. Mamuka Gorgodze for 10 minutes. That is to take away the talisman.
He has to hold his feet there. He's got to be able to maintain his body weight by putting his hands on the floor. He's trying to slow that ball down in order to stop Argentina scoring on the next phase. Great decision.
He got his 5th yellow card in international rugby.
A little bit of a discipline problem with the Georgian back row.
Still a ball.
He's been outdone by Kolilishvili, who's received 6. Sanchez.
Good tackle by Malagadze there.
Bosch. Talamano. Penalty, failing to roll away. That's Georgia, and it's tapped quickly, almost to the line. Belly just short.
I think Kubeli might have knocked that on.
Hands behind, hands behind.
The referee didn't think so. Alamano has a go. This is almost impossible to defend against at that sort of distance for Georgia. They're doing the best to hold him up. Referee is going to go upstairs, or at least out into the car park, to have a look.
I think it's a try, but I can't tell for definite.
JP Doyle.
First question.
Suspects it's a try,
Yes or no, please?
although will he take it further back and look at that potential knock-on?
I think the TMO has the ability to do that, and if he does go back, it might have proven to be a knock-on by Chaparro, but that looks like a try to me.
Okay.
Momentum was such heading towards that line that all the desperation of the Georgians. There was no stopping him. This replay is also appearing, of course, on the giant screens inside Kingsholm.
The Argentinian fans certainly think it's a try.
Got for me there, Reese.
How are we getting on, Ben?
TMO is New Zealander Ben Skeen.
Go ahead, Ben.
JP,
Yeah.
the footage is inconclusive.
Okay. Attacking 5-minute scrum.
Absolutely.
Was it inconclusive to you, Jordan?
No, that first angle, we saw the point of the ball on the try line, or just over the try line, so I thought that was a try.
I think someone agrees with you there. There was certainly, I think it's fair to say, an air of surprise around the stadium.
I think that second angle was a little bit inconclusive, but the one from behind the post seemed to be a try. An opportunity for Argentinian scrum to go well here. They'll be disappointed with 3 penalties in the first half.
And of course, no Gorgodze out there at the moment for Georgia. Kubeli. Argentina put the power on. Kubeli to the line, and the scrum half's in. Thomas Kubeli. It wasn't long delayed after the TMO call. 9th international try. And a bit of daylight now for Argentina.
The scrum did the damage, created the little overlap on the short side. Isa did well, and a one-on-one from that situation, 2 yards from your own line, is very difficult to defend.
Well, the last time these nations met in San Juan, just under 2 years ago, Kubeli scored the only try of the game.
rumoured to be plying his trade in Australia next year.
Yep, heading to the Brumbies, leaving his Argentine club, Belgrano. Having been brave enough, and it can't be easy at the moment, to turn down the opportunity to play for the new Argentine Super Rugby franchise. So Sanchez trying to turn 5 into 7. He's a very calm kicker. And a pretty accurate one too. Gorgodze alone with his thoughts. They missed him.
The Georgians beginning to roll their bench now. Potentially that fatigue is setting in.
Yes, Datunashvili and the number 2 hooker Mamukashvili of Sale Sharks on the pitch now. It's Creevy, Sanchez, then Bosch, Hernandez Loba. Confirmation of the change. Hooker Brekvadze off, Mamukashvili on. Gaps beginning to appear. Georgia starting to look rather ragged. Here's Juan Imhoff. There'll be no catching Imhoff. Hat-trick against South Africa 7 weeks ago. And now a try that puts Argentina in a handsome position at Kingsholm.
Great team try there. Fantastic hands by the forwards in the midfield. Lavanini getting on a little outside break and having the quality to get it through his hands. Real gas by Imhoff to finish that try. Quality finish.
And all of a sudden, Georgia's grip on this contest seems to be being prized away from them.
I think now is a really difficult time for the Georgians. They need to get themselves back into this game, need to regain this kickoff. The Argentinians growing in confidence.
Juan Imhoff of the Racing 92. 13th try for Argentina in just his 29th appearance.
Scored a try against Georgia in the last World Cup as well.
It's drifting away. Sanchez with the Argentina Choral Society in full swing just behind him. No hush for the kicking today. Spot on.
Really seems like a party atmosphere here. A home fixture for the Argentinians. I didn't know Gloucester was a suburb of Buenos Aires.
Ricardo, the coach. The fist pump suggests his emotion is one of certainly happiness, maybe a little bit of relief. Argentina haven't been ambushed along the way, and also now their thoughts will turn to a potential bonus point.
The Georgians looking to roll their bench, need to get a foothold back in this game.
Chilichaba of Toulon. Redoubtable front rower. A throw from Mamukashvili going awry, and this is Facundo Issa. And that formidable Georgian physical presence of the first half looks somewhat more fragile now.
We talked about them getting a foothold back in the game. They just have to hold on to some ball. Can't afford to have the Argentinians continually attacking them. They want to hold on to the ball. They want to expose the fatigue in the Georgian team. So they have to hold on to it. They have to do something to get this game back on track for themselves.
Argentina have scored 2 tries whilst Gorgodze has been off the pitch.
Over 15.
Levy. Guizamon, another gap, another break, and this could be the bonus point try. It is.
That's a great set-piece move. Back peel to the winger, timing his run immaculately to strike through the line, and he had the gas to finish it and step the fullback. It's a nice winger's try.
Well, that sin binning is looking increasingly costly now. Argentina's 4th try, and 3 of them have been scored whilst Georgia's captain has been in the bin.
Really good back peel through the ball over the 15, which brought up the Georgian defence, and then he appeared from nowhere on the shoulder of the flanker, I think it was.
Was 14-9 when Gorgodze went off.
It's great to see Cordero's face in that image there. When a winger breaks the line, he had support, but he had no intention of passing the ball. He was going all the way to score that. Fantastic to see. Finisher's instinct.
Now seen second half tries from both wingers and the scrum half. And the celestial blue and white being waved proudly. In very pleasant evening sunshine. Marcelo Bosch.
Checking both ways and then deciding to go route one.
Chocolate. Chedlitsa. The side from Malagaradza. So a rumble by Asiashvili. Shadakatsa. Kacharava. Kulilishvili. And then Levan Chilachava. Presence from Toulon. 3 in each squad. And the European champions. Malagaradza. Shalikadze. Almost off the floor and into the waiting arms of Aptiari.
It was a nice offload there, creating that little bit of quick ball.
Fernandez Loba on his feet and over the ball. Thought he had a sniff of a turnover. It's not worked out that way. Malagaradza, Sharikadze.
He had a good game, Sharikadze. Not a huge amount of opportunities, but he's carried very, very hard every time he's had the ball in his hands.
Nemsadze, Malagaradza.
They don't seem to have a huge amount of structure to their set-piece attack.
It's at least a response of sorts from Georgia after a dispiriting period of play.
Probably exactly what they needed to do. Argentina putting them back down, playing a little bit of territory, and they'll want to defend from this area of the field.
Aptiari. Malagaradze. Georgi Nemsadze. Aim for Georgia coming into this tournament was 2 wins. Obviously they beat Tonga first up. Even if they lose here today, a victory over Namibia in one of their 2 remaining pool fixtures will ensure that they would qualify automatically for 2019 in Japan.
Oh, they certainly deserved that after the performance last week.
Turned over by Argentina, Marcelo Bosch. Casually out the side door to Facundo Issa. And even more casually, delivered straight into the arms of the waiting Datunashvili.
Kubeli backed himself there. He knew he wasn't going to have the gas to go the whole way, but he still had to make that tackle.
Kilaishvili.
Come on, 6! Side entry. 2-6.
There's an advantage here for Georgia. To Chedlitsa. And now Mamukashvili.
Chedlitsa has been really impressive today. He's carried very, very well. Really strong guy. Tough to take down.
Sharakadze. Tiari was poised alongside him. Went the other way.
Rook.
Chip kick through.
He's over.
Just too much weight on it. It was intended for Giorgadze. The left foot of Malagaradze.
Side. Yeah.
Argentina's man about to return.
Nothing, great advantage. Right edge.
Argentina
Thank you.
standing on Ramiro Herrera. Well-chested prop forward. There's bags of Georgian spirit to applaud here.
Wait. Paul, give me the thumbs up when you're ready.
Still they have hope. Also a change at scrum half for Argentina. Landajo on in place of Kubeli.
2m7 Argentina.
Greavy. He was knocked on.
Slap down. Back on, 8 later.
Shake of the head perhaps signifies that this is run a little too far away from Georgia's desired course.
This game's gone for the Georgians now. I think they need to just throw caution to the wind, try and create something from nothing.
Daho. Argentina happy to run it from deep. This is Tukalets. Now it's Imhoff. Hauled into touch.
Rui did enough there, just managing to scrag him by the collar. It's great to see wings that really back themselves and back their pace there. Imhoff scored a try, confidence is sky high, thought he could clean burn his opposition, but fingertips were just enough.
21, ladies men.
Mamukashvili into the land of giants, where Gorgodze, who's as big as anyone, claims it.
Out. Same maul.
Mamukashvili involved. Gorgodze too.
Pablo Matera making a nuisance of himself in that maul.
Rook.
Sieshvili. Penalty Georgia. Gadze. This time holding on.
You pulled him over then.
Georgia penalised.
Pulled over by Georgia. 2 on the ball, pulling on it, then pulled over by Georgia.
Is there any conceivable route back into this game for Georgia, Jordan?
No, I don't think so. I think it was done for them when Gorgodze got sent off, or sin-binned. They conceded back-to-back and the heads went down. I think the Georgians now, they've rolled their bench. They know it's gone. I think it's all about throwing caution to the wind, as I said earlier, and for them to try and get a score now or a try would be a result for them. I think Argentina have a little bit too much. The quality that they've got from the Rugby Championship really paying in the second half.
These last 4 years, they've been part of the Southern Hemisphere International Rugby Party. Tri-Nations became the Rugby Championship at the start of 2012. And for the first time this year, Argentina didn't finish bottom.
Over 15.
Fernandez Lobet. De La Fuente on the burst. Now Pablo Matera.
Oh, we've seen this pattern a few times from Argentina. I head up in the midfield, going around the corner to try and tie down some of the Georgian backs, and then looking to attack back against that slower front five from the Georgians. It's not paid dividends just yet, but they're sticking with the plan.
Tackle!
And Argentina sensing try number 5. Georgia defensively at times desperate, but always diligent and without question defiant.
A nice little half break by Kubeli. Got his hand free, thought the support was there, unfortunately didn't go to hand.
Kurikashvili getting a well-earned rest now. Next for Georgia, it's a game against New Zealand in Cardiff next Friday night. And then they finish the pool phase against Namibia at Exeter following Wednesday. Freebies coming off. So quite an ovation from the Argentine supporters.
Wait, come back in,
Montoya
back in.
taking over at hooker. Mandajo, Sanchez, chip kick.
Right.
Mamukashvili.
Advantage. Okay.
An advantage for an offside.
That's the cross, yeah.
Mamukashvili again. Makes it almost as far as halfway. Georgia with just the 3 first-half penalties from the boot of Kurikashvili to show for their efforts.
18 offside.
The Argentinian coaches won't be happy with that. Herrera just being lazy. He's off the bench. He's got no excuse in this game to be offside there. Just taking 2 steps up and clearly in front of the Argentinian line, and a good call by Nigel Owens from the touchline.
Third of 4 games to be played at Kingsholm. USA-Japan completes the set. That's quite a kick. Delivered with sat-nav accuracy. For the Georgians is Lelos. Gonzalez Amorosino on the pitch now, so too Javier Ortega Decio into the back row. Nicolas Sanchez, line half has come off. Georgia would love to get the drive going.
Advantage. Argentina offside.
Argentina were offside.
Is that in the backs, Nigel? It was.
It's Nigel Owens who's called that. Sharakadze couldn't offload, and the ball's been knocked on. Just when Georgia thought they might snaffle a try back.
Argentina backs,
but they go back
from the line out.
All the Argentina backs are offside from the line out.
There's a knock on there, all the Argentina backs offside.
They have to remain on the try line 10 metres back while that ball is still in the line out. Line out was still ongoing, and the Argentinians got a little bit over exuberant again, came off the line.
Yeah, but also at the rocks.
The Georgian spotting penalty advantage, and then that little chip kick was the natural play there.
Georgia do appear to have regained a bit of their equilibrium, conceding 3 quick-fire tries whilst Gorgotza was off the field.
Okay, has to be stable. Crouch! Bind! Set! Play it.
Very
Make
unhappy
your
with the
bind,
binding.
make your bind. Prenez les liens.
To your area of great expertise, Jordan.
Prenez les liens. Make your bind.
Yeah, very much so. I think I'll just leave it to JP Doyle. He seems to be doing a pretty good job so far.
I think as long as he says what he does with conviction, everyone will probably buy into it, Jordan, at this stage.
I think that's pretty much
Balance.
anything in life.
Stable. Crouch. Bind. Set.
Georgian pride in their scrum, as always. Up comes Mamukashvili. And Argentina slapping each other on the back as a result of that piece of scrummaging.
Okay, wing forward, swimming up and striking the ball.
Well, if last weekend we had a Saturday of shocks at the Rugby World Cup, this weekend should be Super Saturday. 3 live games on ITV, Italy, Canada from Elland Road, followed by South Africa versus Samoa at Villa Park. And last but far from least, England against Wales, an 8 o'clock kickoff at Twickenham for the contest that seems to have got the whole country talking. 7:15 start for the coverage.
Nogueira passes on for Yerza.
Give yourself room.
Okay. Amigo.
Bosch.
It's a block of a pass. Okay, player blocks the pass.
Blocked, as the referee describes it.
Kiliashvili trying to intercept that ball, but he has to make a legitimate attempt to catch the ball. He can't just slap it to the ground. Again, another good penalty, great decision. He's had a good game, JP Doyle.
We're getting a little sample here, Jordan, of the great passion for Argentinian rugby. Predominant force amongst the crowd of 14,500. Appear to be wearing the powder blue and white, and certainly making the vast majority of the noise.
Over 15.
Decio.
Tackle only.
It appears it will be Argentina celebrating in the West Country this evening. Maybe adding to their margin of victory too. They drive on towards that Georgian line. Godse doing his utmost to keep them out. Almost there for Bosch. And the reserve scrum half going in. Martin Landajo. It's his try, number 5.
Really smart from Landajo, just spotting that the Georgian defenders' eyes were all on the bigger Argentina attackers, getting that one-on-one again, and just taking advantage, using his strengths, his good footwork and feet, to beat that guy to the try line.
A piece of scrum half opportunism against tiring opponents. This could well turn into Argentina's biggest ever victory over Georgia. Marcelo Bosch, who's renowned for his long-range kicking, isn't going to require any great application of boot to ball to land this.
We've seen him put some big kicks over from Saracens from 50 metres and above. A little bit more finesse needed here.
No need to contact air traffic control this time. Bosch straight between the uprights. It is 42-9 in Argentina's favour. Landajo's 4th international try, a player who has captained his country on 5 previous occasions.
Mahmoud Kashvili won't have been thankful there to be left in a one-on-one situation, right with his heels on the try line. It's such a nimble player.
Don't raise your foot. Come on.
It's lovely to get a sample of true Argentine rugby atmosphere inside this familiar arena, and they're off and running again. And they're running riot, really, in the closing stages of this game. It's Cordero in for his second.
Again, another fantastic finish by Cordero. Wingers with real confidence, really on form. He rolled out of a tackle there, managed to gas some of the slower guys, but then to finish that one-on-one situation, showed him the inside, feigned as if he was going to step up his right foot and come in under the post, and managed to gas in the outside channel. Really quality finish again.
Well, they ran the All Blacks close for an hour. Georgia stayed with them here for 50 minutes or so. But since Gorgodze was sent to the sin bin, even though he's subsequently returned, it has been really all about Argentina.
We talked about it before the game. The Argentinian X-factor in that back line. That Georgian defence gets tired. They really have got some quality out there and some great finishers. Landajo just speeding the game up, sensing that the Georgians were fatigued, and that was a fantastic finish.
Well, there is no professional league in Argentina. The game is developing with a Super Rugby franchise coming on stream early next year. With the top Argentine players who've been tempted back home by the Argentine Union, an opportunity to play top-level rugby on a regular basis. It's Bosch. He's making it look easy, and maybe it is without the pressure of a close game.
I think once Gorgodze was sent to the sin bin, the Argentinians pulled away, and that cushion just gave them the ability to relax into this game, play from that little bit deeper. The offload seemed to be going to hand, and they have that X-factor.
Well, the activities of the Pumas at the Rugby World Cup being closely observed by millions at home. Number of thousands of Argentine fans who've clearly travelled from South America, and they're enjoying the conclusion to this game. Not enjoying Landajo dropping the ball, though. They're knocking it forward.
We can see some real fatigue in the Georgian front five now. I know they've brought people off the bench. They're really struggling there. The Argentinians, same pattern we've seen them play numerous times, playing around the corner, tying down the Georgian backs, and then looking to attack against those bigger defenders, bigger, slower defenders.
Gonzalez Amorosino, well known to you, Jordan.
Spent a season at Leicester. Speedy was his nickname, or Sleepy, as he liked to sleep a lot.
Sleepy Gonzalez doesn't have quite the same ring, does it? Tupelet's kick through. Boot of Issa. Now Imhoff, and Imhoff has got support from Bosch. Bosch looks up, thinks about the offload, decides to accept the tackle. Landajo. There is a Georgian player offside. It's not going to matter, it's academic. It's another try. Imhoff taking off. Really 7 tries now for Argentina.
One of the stranger tries you'll see. I think the Georgians thought the ball was going to go over the touchline on the near side. Managing to get his boot to it, went to the air, and Imhoff was the first to react, and getting the rewards by the try as well.
So both wingers have now scored 2 tries, and Argentina have gone past the half-century. It seems that Georgian valour and victory belonged to last weekend and not to this Friday evening in Gloucester.
I don't think that's a try. I think if the TMO jumps on that the guy who kicked the ball was out of play.
Yeah, okay, perfect.
Actually valid. The guy who kicked it was off the field of play.
take that any further. This now will be a record win for Argentina over Georgia. Marcelo Bosch. This time off target. .54.9. Georgia could do with time ebbing away here, really, before they sustain any further collateral damage. Georgia, by and large, appear to be close to being out on their feet. Argentina responding by spinning the ball wide at every opportunity.
Ball was on the ground.
Jordan, I imagine you're watching this Argentina display, mindful of the fact that it could be Argentina-Italy. Or Argentina-Ireland, or Argentina-France, but of those options, the one that will concern you is Argentina-Ireland as a possibility in the last 8 of the competition.
Yeah, it looks like the runners-up in this pool will face the winner of Ireland-France's pool. I think that's probably the more likely teams that will come out of that pool, so it'll go down to that last game. This Argentinian side, they've shown how quality they are this year. They're always raising their game when it comes to World Cup time, and they're playing all total rugby at the moment.
Facundo Isa. Argentina haven't suffered from the absence of regular number 8 Senatori through injury. Bosch. A little bit of light relief for Georgia.
I don't think the final whistle can come soon enough for the Georgians. They seem to be dead on their feet out there.
Argentina, this country of rich rugby heritage, getting ready to acclaim a very welcome victory. They still have matches to go against Tonga and Namibia in the pool phase, 9 days before their next game against Tonga. And the clubs, the bars of Argentina, 4 hours on from local time here, approaching 10:30 in the evening. Eyes will still be glued to television screens. Penalty, Georgia. It was only in the researching of this game, and indeed of Argentina at the World Cup, that I learned that Che Guevara used to play inside centre for San Lorenzo, the Gizemons club.
I did not know that.
Did you want to know that, Jordan?
I've learned something new today, yeah. I was fearful you were going to say he played for Munster or something that I should have known.
No, he was detained by other events nearer to home, Jordan.
That we know of.
Well, there's been no air of revolution about this game. For that to have been the case, it would have had to end in a Georgian win. Georgia stayed with Argentina for quite a while. It was 14-9 at half-time.
The Argentinian number 8, Isa's had a huge game today. Been really physical, but sharp on the ball when he's been in attack, and his defence has been immense.
Nemsadze. Georgia's limitations ultimately laid bare
Advantage knock on 16.
Gorgodza. Still attempting to offload.
Advantage over, knock on.
Sharakadze. Sharakadze has a go. Now Kacharava.
We're a proud nation, the Georgians, fighting for everything they can.
As things stand, this will be Argentina's 4th biggest victory at a Rugby World Cup. Sharakadze.
Come back from Argentina.
Argentina have it back. Still with an opportunity of the grand finale. JP Doyle looks around over his shoulder at that challenge, decides that there was nothing untoward.
That player has thrown himself on the ground.
JP Doyle says that he thinks that Cordero threw himself to the ground.
About the Argentinian winger.
They are going to have a look.
Yes, I am.
Ben, I'm happy that he's thrown himself on the ground. There was a little arm across him, but then he threw himself to the ground.
Okay, JP.
Okay, thank you.
Right.
So, on that basis, JP Doyle says, let's take this no further. And Argentina have won, Jordan Murphy, by 54 points to 9. What have you made of it?
Really impressive performance by Argentina. Very close at half-time. They went out. We talked about their discipline. We talked about their need to hold on to the ball. But they just showed what an attacking threat they have to score off some first-phase moves. Pressure came off once they got that little bit go-forward ball, and Gorgodze was put to the bin. And they really opened up and just showed what a composed team they are. They played some total rugby in that second half, and I think a lot of teams should be watching them with a little bit of fear.
Well, Argentina's breakthrough World Cup was 2007, when they knocked so insistently on the door of the big nations of world rugby that eventually they were allowed in. This result would suggest that whilst Georgia are, without question, heading in the right direction, they're not really knocking at the door, they're brushing against it. And perhaps it's not quite their time just yet. They still have the chance of automatic qualification for the next World Cup. That will be contested in their final pool game against Namibia at Exeter in a couple of weeks' time. But for Argentina, they march on, brushing aside the setback against New Zealand that was perhaps expected. 2 pool games to come against Tonga and Namibia for them. And the chances are that they will be accompanying the All Blacks into the quarter-finals. It's some way off, but they're sitting quite pretty in the pool now. Full time at Kingsholm in front of 14,500. It is Argentina 54, Georgia 9.